Hello, today's video we have the following content.
Zhang Han's investment turmoil, lawsuits persist despite exit, what went wrong? Zhang Han is deeply involved in the Shaobenshao investment controversy. From domineering president to court defendant, the risks and reflections of celebrity cross-border business. Zhang Han, who once became popular across the country with Let's Watch Meteor Shower Together, has been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people with the image of domineering president. However, he has recently been pushed to the forefront of a dispute over the investment of a catering company. On May 27, actor Zhang Han was sued became a hot search on Weibo, sparking heated discussions across the internet. It is reported that Zhang Han, as a former shareholder of Shanghai Shaobenshao Catering Company, was sued to the court for failing to pay the registered capital, and the case will be heard on July 28. The studio responded quickly, insisting that Zhang Han had fully invested in accordance with regulations and did not participate in the company's operations. He withdrew his shares in April 2023 due to differences in shareholder concepts. This incident not only revealed the complex inside story of celebrity cross-border investment, but also triggered widespread public discussion on the risks of partnership business. From star to shareholder, Zhang Han's catering adventure. Shaobenshao is a Japanese barbecue catering company established in January 2021 with a registered capital of 10 million yuan. Zhang Han holds 10% of the shares as a founding shareholder. At that time, the catering industry was in the midst of a boom, and star investment in sideline businesses was popular. Zhang Han's entry was seen as going with the trend. However, in April 2023, Zhang Han suddenly withdrew from the ranks of shareholders. Just half a year ago, the company was included in the list of restricted high consumption by the court, and the capital chain problem began to emerge. The coincidence at this time point caused netizens to speculate, did Zhang Han withdraw his shares in advance to know the company's crisis, intending to stop losses in time? On the afternoon of May 27, Zhang Han's studio issued a statement to clarify, Zhang Han strictly fulfilled his shareholder obligations during the shareholding period, paid the capital contribution on time and in full, and never participated in the actual operation of the company. Due to the continued differences with shareholders on the concepts of brand development, the two sides found it difficult to reach a consensus. Zhang Han completed the withdrawal procedures on April 25, 2023, and has since had no connection with Shaobenshao. The statement was firm and tried to calm the dispute, but netizens had different reactions. Some people believe that as a star with strong financial resources, Zhang Han could not default on his investment. Others question whether the timing of the withdrawal was too precise. Is there any hidden reason? The focus of the lawsuit, the truth of the investment dispute. The core of this lawsuit is the dispute over the collection of unpaid investment. According to the court summons, Shaobenshao believes that some shareholders have not paid the registered capital in full and requires Zhang Han and others to make up the investment. However, Zhang Han insisted that his investment obligations have been fully fulfilled. The evidence is clear, and there is no arrears. The truth of this dispute needs to wait for the trial on July 28 to be revealed. According to Kichicha data, Shaobenshao was included in the list of restricted high consumption in October 2023, indicating that the company's capital chain has long been under pressure. Catering industry experts analyzed that although the catering market gradually recovered in 2023, competition intensified, and new brands had difficulty surviving. Disagreements between shareholders and capital shortages are often the fuse for the collapse of enterprises. Zhang Han's cross-border investment is not an isolated case. In recent years, many celebrities have entered the catering industry, trying to get a piece of the pie by taking advantage of the halo effect, but there are few successful cases. In 2021, more than 1 million new registered companies in the catering industry nationwide, but the bankruptcy rate is also alarming. As a small and medium-sized catering brand, Shaobenshao faces fierce competition and management difficulties, and funding problems may have already laid hidden dangers. Zhang Han's withdrawal may be a wise choice after seeing the situation clearly, but the arrival of the lawsuit undoubtedly puts him in a passive position. The sweetness and trap of celebrity side jobs. Zhang Han's experience reflects the complexity of celebrity cross-border investment. On the surface, the catering industry has a low threshold in fast returns, which has attracted many celebrities to try the water. However, the rules in the business world are far more complicated than on the screen. Risks such as shareholder disagreements, poor management, and broken capital chains are emerging in an endless stream. As an industry insider said, The halo of celebrities does not work well in the business world. Trust and tacit understanding between partners are the key. The shareholders' ideas are not in line. Mention in Zhang Han's statement is a common problem in many partnership businesses. Netizens recalled a similar case. A hot pot restaurant invested by a star eventually closed down due to internal strife among partners, and it also triggered years of litigation. On social media, public opinion on Zhang Han is polarized. Supporters believe that as an actor, investing in a sideline business is a normal attempt, and withdrawing shares is also a reasonable way to stop losses. Critics question his motive for running away, believing that star investments are mostly paying tuition fees, losing money and causing trouble. Under the topic, netizens hotly discussed, doing business is not acting, and the star halo can only attract traffic at most, but it will still fail if it is not managed well. Some comments even pointed out the cruel reality of the catering industry. It is easy to open a store, but it is difficult to keep it. If the shareholders are not united, even the most popular signboard will be cold. The trial is not yet arrived, and the heated discussion continues. The trial on July 28 will be the key to uncovering the truth. The court will determine whether Zhang Han has fulfilled his shareholder obligations based on evidence such as the investment agreement and transfer records. If the studio's statement is true, Zhang Han may be able to get away with it. If the company presents contrary evidence, this lawsuit may further affect his public image. It is worth noting that other shareholders of Shaobenshao are also deeply involved in disputes, indicating that the internal conflicts of the company have not been cooled overnight. Zhang Han's withdrawal may be a rational choice to avoid greater losses, but he has not been able to completely get rid of the involvement of the lawsuit. This incident also sounded the alarm for celebrities to cross borders. In 2024, competition in the catering industry is fierce, consumer tastes are changing, and brand loyalty is declining. Data shows that the national catering industry bankruptcy rate in 2023 is as high as 30%, and small and medium-sized brands are particularly difficult to survive. The dilemma of Shaobenshao is not an isolated case, and Zhang Han's experience is just the tip of the iceberg. Netizens lamented, stars do business, and there are pits behind the scenery. From domineering president to reality test. From the domineering president on the screen to the defendant in the court in reality, Zhang Han's experience is regrettable. He was once popular with Shaobenshao coming and warm strains, but in recent years he has been questioned for his controversial acting skills and solidified image. This lawsuit storm undoubtedly adds new challenges to his career. The studio's tough response shows its determination to crisis public relations, but the direction of public opinion is still unclear. A fan said, Zhang Han is a CEO in acting, but in reality he has to bow his head and deal with troubles, which is not easy. This dispute also triggered deeper thinking. Is the cross-border star chasing dreams or taking risks for profit? The success or failure of a partnership business is inseparable from trust and professionalism. Zhang Han's withdrawal from the shares may be because he saw through the complexity of the catering industry and chose to withdraw. However, the shadow of the lawsuit reminds every cross-border person, there is no protagonist halo to rely on in the business world. Future outlook, trial and reflection. The trial on July 28 will put an end to this storm. Can Zhang Han prove his innocence? How will the mystery of the funds of Shaobenshao be solved? Netizens have prepared melons and are waiting for follow-up developments. At the same time, this incident also provides inspiration for ordinary people. A partnership business is like a marriage, and you need to be careful in choosing your companions. Whether it is a star or an ordinary person, down-to-earth management and sincere cooperation are the long-term way. What do you think of Zhang Han's Shaobenshao storm? Is cross-border investment by stars courage or adventure? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.